and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Revenge on this team this year. That is true. High in the air, right center field. Brandon Compton, welcome to 2025. The other way. Still going back. That's the track. Locks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money.
Takes his shot for Darby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
I mean, it's 24, so I don't know. I'm definitely going to move the low expectations from this point on.
Good.
but could it be too late? I mean, it's 24, so I don't know. I'm definitely going to move with low expectations from this point on.
Good.
Whoa, there we go. What is up, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps? Welcome to Friday's phenomenal edition, Friday, whatever you want to call it, edition of Pitchfork Lunch. And hold on one second, memento. There we go. Yes. And no, there we don't go. Got to get right in the studio, not disappearing. All right. Yeah, a little sunlight never hurt anybody. Yes. Come on. Memento. Okay, apologies. There we go now. All right, but yes, welcome into Friday's of Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratanudo at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter, as you guys know, and always celebrating Pat Tillman. You guys know that. Yes. Oops. Always celebrating Pat Tillman, as you guys know. Yes, it is Friday, so we always have we'll always support the Pat Tillman run, Tillman Foundation. You guys need to check it out. Again, get involved. We'll talk more about that as even before the new year, but once the new year hits, obviously, with Pat's run being in April. So always great to support Pat's run and the foundation. But yes, anyway, welcome into Friday's edition of Pitchfork Lunch. I am Michael Caratanudo at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. Yes, you guys know it. You guys love it. Yes, you can check out the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. You can also go to the wonderful world of the IG kids and check it out there at michael.caratanudo.5. Yes, you see my name, just go michael.caratanudo.5. Bam, there you are on IG. And yes, YouTube, guys, go to YouTube, subscribe to watch the show live, but subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Because if you're unable to catch us live during lunch, again, it is always there. It's always archived because it's about Sun Devil Nation, but we're taking you in it, around it, everything. And you have missed like I say to people, if you can watch them live, awesome. Again, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. What's your weekend plans? Are you headed to Ames as both volleyball and football are? Volleyball plays tonight against Iowa State, and football plays tomorrow morning. So, yeah, I guess in volleyball, I'll be flying back right after the game. But that would be pretty cool if they could stay for it. But got to get back. But yeah, I mean, it's you need to subscribe to the YouTube channel, but watch live. Subscribe to YouTube because, like I've said to you, may have heard me say it once before, my peeps. You have missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews here as we have them on Pitchfork Lunch, whether it be coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum, an athletic director who's headed to Ames, and we will catch up with next week. Going to get that done. Going to catch up with him next week because, again, a lot obviously has gone on. So, yes, that is yes, we will make that happen next week because, again, we're obviously finishing October, Halloween. Happy Halloween to everybody. Out there, if if you're going with your kids to go get candy, or I guess others of you as you're older, if you're going to a party costume, if you're going to a costume contest, try and win. That's cool. That's fine. But there's years of just frustration with this holiday, places I've worked. So anyway, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole because we are talking Sonoma Sports. But yes, go to YouTube, watch live and subscribe to the channel because you can binge watch season 1, which you've missed. Binge watch season 2 after that. Keep watching season 3 because then again, things will be pieced together. And you should be all caught up by, I'm thinking if you were to watch 3 shows a day from season 1 and then season 2, well, you go 2 shows a day. If you did 2 shows a day, I mean, if you do 3 shows a day, I think you'd be caught up by a little bit after, well, in the spring sports. So you might be caught up by the end of February, which is a lot of Pitchfork Lunch. I get it, but come on. And especially if you're around people from the school down south, have it playing all the time. Enjoy celebrating everything. So that's yes, my friends, that is that. Yeah, so go to YouTube. You know how to get there. My name is Michael Carrington, but my page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005, at MVC005 on YouTube, guys. And like I said, subscribe. Oh, wow. Look at this Halloween. Screen's going mad here, guys. Oh, there we go. Yes. Even Sparky likes Halloween, you know? What else? Skeleton. Pumpkin Patch. Oh, if you haven't watched Charlie Brown's Great Pumpkin Patch, you should watch that. It came out eons ago, kids, but you should still watch it. All right. Well, we're going to not have that now. But anyway, but the like I said, go to YouTube again. It's at Emerson Michael V as in Victory Season Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube and subscribe away. But the tough news of the of last night is that the Territorial Cup, as you know, happened in soccer. And the Sun Devils went down to Tucson to take on that team down south who had been struggling. And they come up with a 0-0 draw. So they get a point, but they needed to win because BYU beat Utah. Ended up beating them 2-0. And so the Devils finished 9th in the Big 12 and are not headed to the Big 12 tournament last year. If this was last year, they would have been. But they went from 12 teams to 9, which to me, and not just because ASU to me, a little flustering because I look at ASU and I look at I look at ASU, who obviously, on the season has more wins than BYU, beat BYU head to head, but ASU finished 3-5-2 in conference play, and BYU finished 4-5-2. The Devils, basically just needed to tie them in conference record, like I told you guys yesterday, because they had beat them. It just shows that game against, you got to tie against Iowa State, but who's again 1-8-2 in conference play, 4-9-4 overall, that stuff. But the Oklahoma State game at home, people say, one play, won this, but I point to that game where they had so many other top players out, and we talked about this, and they parked the bus. And those not familiar with the beautiful game, basically it's you're packing the defensive area. You might counter. Chances are you'll have a counter attack at if possible, but it's like pretty much one person barely up top, and they parked the bus. ASU had opportunities, but you got to put in the goal that game. That's the game you put in the goal, and you're there. I know you guys can say, what about all their other other games that Yeah, you look at hold on. Obviously their schedule, but they beat Nevada, tied Texas again, hell of a game there on the road. Beat Texas State, beat UNLV, beat New Mexico State, beat Pepperdine, beat Denver, beat UTEP, beat BYU to open up conference play. Then Oklahoma State, again, the 0-0 draw, that's tough. Then they had UCF at home. They lost 3-2 there. That was a tough one to take. Then they go to Cincinnati and win, but they lose 2-0 to West Virginia, again, up top of the standings with TCU. But then you lose to Colorado, who was number 24 at the time, 2-0. And then you lose to Texas Tech at home 3-2, like when you were down two goals, and then you you tie it up, and then Texas Tech gets another late one. Like, it just, you look at that game right there, and then, like I said, they went to Ames, Iowa State, not struggling a little bit this year, and the Devils could muster up a tie. That's another game. Yeah, okay, so you got a point, but that's a game you should win. You look at Oklahoma State, Iowa State, you win those two, and then you're in. And then you lose. You beat Utah. You turn around, beat them 1-0. TCU, you spot 2 goals, you get one back, you almost get the second one. But that's the tough, frustrating part is for Arizona State is that you needed a goal last night. You needed a win last night. Figuring that BYU is most likely going to beat Utah. Again, a rivalry game. But TCU beat Houston. So again, no surprise there. I mean, you look at ASU only had 7 shots on goal the whole time. 7 shots, but 2 on goal. That is absolutely brutal. In a game like that where, yes, Arizona's going to try and, like I said yesterday, guys, it's a rivalry game. They want to do anything to make sure that they, I guess you could say, stump their rivals. That team, the Cats, though, they had 13 total shots, but they only had 4 on goal. So, but for the Devils to only have 2 with what they've done all year, and even in this last stretch where it's been, again, tough, they've still driven shots on goal. And but like, I mean, yeah, it's that's tough because ASU had 6 fouls, Arizona had 9 fouls yesterday, but yeah, 2 and 4 shots literally that were on goal. Like I said, 7 shots for ASU total, 13 for that team down south, and we get no score. All the Kettles, though, look at that. See, yes, again, that's what you got to love about Coach Winkworth, guys, is yesterday talking about Ella Kettle saying, saw her, she's around the team, she's moving around, which is very good to see. And yeah, Coach keeps everything very close to the vest. She actually ended up playing yesterday, which is phenomenal to have Ella Kettles back. So stoked that she was, again, able to come back and play, contribute. She played over 82 and a half minutes. Or no, just about 82 and a half minutes. So, Tatum Thomason and Peyton Marcise played the full 90, as did, obviously, the goalie, Pauline Nellis. Down in Tucson, some of those teammates are still there, and Cam Valadares played just about 79 minutes, and again, no shots on goal. No shots on goal. Thomason had 3 shots, 1 on goal. Peyton Marcise had her 1 shot was on goal too, with no surprise there. And Faz defensively came up, had a shot, but it wasn't on goal. Like, again, that's just stuff. Just have 2 shots that were on goal in 90 minutes. I know, overstating the obvious. You don't even have to be a soccer savant or aficionado to get that one, or the world's football, as we call it. You talk about that. So Arizona had 7 players play 90 minutes. Obviously, okay, they're goalie, but 6 field players. Marissa Arnst, Whitney Reinhart, Maya Brown, Lily Boydstun, Trinity Dorsey, and Zoe Mendiola all played 90 minutes for the Cats in getting this 0-0 draw. And yeah, full disclosure, I had to watch the second half this morning because I was watching last night, and then unfortunately, as I'm watching and the second half just starts, my phone dies. So I was, and granted, I knew it had happened. I was getting updates, but still, I was just like, oh, come on. And like I said, man, it's a bummer because this team, again, the way they played, the way they, again, just the energy around the team in general, the way they played, loved, obviously, the pace that they were able to play at. And again, just very, again, smart but attacking. Like, but they do not get to go to the Big 12 tournament as way they played, love obviously the pace that they're able to play at. Again, very smart. Like, but I get to go to the Big 12 tournament. So I mean that's. Oh yeah, the bracket for. So yes, the 2025 Big 12 soccer tournament, which had 12 teams last year, but they decided in the offseason they were going to go with 8. So, I mean, the only one that really, truly to say is that, I mean, I don't know why they just went to 8. I like the 12 with the top 4 having the bye. I just think because again, not everybody gets to play everybody, so I do think that there would have been some other matchups. I don't know, did they play everybody? Hold on. I don't know why they just went to 8. I like the 12 with the let's see. BYU, Oklahoma State, UCF, Cincinnati, West Virginia, Colorado, Texas Tech, Iowa State, Utah. Wow. So yeah, you look at the bracket. Then you got TCU ended up being the number 1 seed. They will take on number 8 BYU. Would have been a rematch between TCU and ASU had the Devils won, but then and then they got the number 1 seed, the number 2 seed West Virginia. They take on number 7 Kansas, number 3 seed Colorado, who the Devils lost to. Again, the Devils fell to Colorado was 1-0. I think it was 2-0 to West Virginia, and then obviously 2-1 against TCU. Beat Texas Tech. TCU ended up being the number 1 seed. They will take on number 8 BYU with the rematch between TCU and ASU had the Devils won. But then and then they got the number 1 seed, the number 2 seed West Virginia. They take on number 7 Kansas, number 3 seed Colorado, who the Devils lost to. Again, the Devils fell to Colorado was 1-0. I think it's 2-0 to West Virginia. And then that was 2-1 against TCU and beat Texas Tech. Yeah, sorry. So you look at the bracket, and so 2-7 is West Virginia, Kansas. The 3-6 matchup, CU is taking on UCF, and then the 4-5 matchup, Texas Tech will take on Baylor, and all of this takes place in Fort Worth, Texas. So TCU at Barley Rosenthal Soccer Stadium. So TCU again getting the number 1 seed and getting to host. Can't really beat that, right, Pitchfork Lunchers? I mean, honestly, that's that is huge. But for the Devils, man, again, like it's frustrating because the talent, and people say, well, and you know what? They didn't win those games. So, but the talent was definitely there. The injuries that came up when they did, I got to think they're in as many different scores as they had and having to deal with certain injuries for certain periods of time. But again, players stepped in and filled in and played just absolutely beautifully. And I just, again, the way they attack with everything. But again, just could not get could not get that goal. But I mean, look, Pauline Ellis gets the shutout record, and again, we are going to catch up with her. I know it'll be tough, but I'm guaranteeing you she will be on the show. Wanting to catch up with her for a while. It's just again with their travel and the season. Again, we get to catch up with Cam Balders, and we'll catch up with some other soccer players too. I want to definitely catch up with them. Unfortunately, the season's over, but it doesn't. They're Sun Devils, and it's relevant, and we definitely got to catch up with Paulie soon. and see. Well, coach already said it on the airways and post game, but see what if we could change her name, and she's you'll see. We'll get her on. We'll talk about it. But I mean, just a phenomenal career, and just I mean, again, supporting all the other Sun Devil sports. Just wanted to get her on too, talking about her roommates are actually golfers, and Paula Schultz Hansen is roommate of hers, who's also from Germany. So, like again, it's just absolutely awesome. So. But man, tip the cap to Coach Winkworth and Sun Devil Soccer. Like like I said, you look at the losses and it's tough. And like I say, at Oklahoma State, you need to get a goal. And sometimes, look, it's like any other sport. It is annoying as hell when you get some shots. You hit the crossbar a few times. I think they hit the crossbar like twice. I think one of them hit the post. One of the side posts, but they hit the crossbar a few times, things like that. Like, again, we always say, oh, these games are a game of inches. Like, in this case, it was a game of freaking millimeters. Oklahoma State and Iowa State, two games they definitely should have won. And then, and even if they would have held on for the tie, if they couldn't have been able to tie up TCU, they still would have been I don't know. They may have been 1 point short of BYU. That would have been interesting to see. But look, I mean, Coach Winkworth, phenomenal coach. And again, he's been on the show. But again, his vision, when I talk to him, when I see it, like, I get it. Except last year, I know a few of you messaged about the throw-ins because I just went off on those way too much last year, because it should not take 45 seconds to throw the ball in. You're never going to keep possession, ever. In this game, if you do, if you keep possession and you outpossess the other team by doing that, I don't even know what to tell you, because that is the huge exception, not the rule. And yeah, there's strategies to take it and holding on the ball at throw-ins at certain times. Guess what? When they were doing it, not the strategy. So yeah, but this year, I mean, God, I just love the way they played. I want to see them play more. And yes, there will be quite a few that are back next year. There will be some that aren't. But like I said, when we talk to Kim Valadares, hopefully, again, we'll see what she can do. It'd be cool to see her get a shot with the and not obviously because it would be a huge honor. So when I say cool, like, it would be a huge honor, but like with the women's national team, got a World Cup in 2 years, and again, you can't coach speed. And I mean, her on that wing, and yes, she gets international level, but yeah, there's players that are still faster than other players at that level. I would love to see if she could get a shot. I think Grace Gillard and Lucy Faz, as they call her. I could see them, playing for the English national team. We'll see. And Paulie Nelson, yeah, there's if she's not on in camp with the German national team, I don't know what. Then there's a lot wrong with the world. It is very spooky, like this, or haunted. Yeah, very spooky, just like that. But man, look, forks up, hats off to them. It was always great being out there, covering them, watching them play. Because like I said, it's a beautiful style. Yes, they could play defense, and those of you that know soccer and know Italians, we expect you should be able to play defense and keep things away. And they have a phenomenal goalie and back to anchor that. Like I said, so it's just in the midfield, the way they play through the midfield this year, and it's just, man, absolutely awesome. So nonetheless, I say forks up to soccer. It hurts. It's heart-wrenching. It's like gut-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching that they're not in the postseason, because I look at in the Big 12. In the postseason, because I look at the teams that are there. And yeah, West Virginia, obviously TCU had a hell of a year, but you look at BYU, you beat them, Kansas. Kansas, who the Devils didn't play. I mean, they were 6-4-1 overall, 6-4-1 in conference play, and then 12-4-3 overall. But you look at double-digit winners. I mean, TCU won 15 games this year. West Virginia had 13. Colorado had 14. Texas Tech at 13, and then Baylor at 12, UCF at 11, Kansas also at 12, BYU at 9, and then ASU at 10. So, I mean, yeah, getting to a double-digit wins, I mean, that is huge. So there's eight games where they or 8 teams that had double-digit wins. So half the conference had double-digit wins this season. I mean, ASU, the way they started off non-con, and I mean that had some challenges in there. But so you have that. But man, I look at BYU, I look at Kansas, who, like I said, 6-4-1, okay, 12-4-3. ASU 10-5-3, like in that ballpark right there. Like I was like UCF, who, yeah, I mean they lost to UCF. That was a game that Ella Kettles got hurt. But again, they were down 2-0. They tied it up. I want to say they tied it up as well too. And then or did UCF get the third before that? Yeah, so I mean, you get that 2-1 win to start conference play at BYU, then you tie, you lose to UCF, you beat Cincinnati, but then you go on a 3-game losing streak to West Virginia, Colorado, and Texas Tech, who again are all above them. But any one of those, especially Texas Tech, where you lose 3-2, but you were tied at 2, and Tech gets the goal late, and man, that's tough. You got to defend that, because you look again, any one more win. And that gets the goal late. And man, it was just you got to defend that. You look again, and you So yeah, I mean that's it for soccer. But again, phenomenal season, guys. Phenomenal season. Sorry, looking at some stats there, but I mean, you look at points this year. Thomason led the team with 18. Valadares had 15. Freshman Allison Baltadano, very bright future. She had 12, as did Sierra Bergen. Had 12. Sierra Bergen back in last night's game as well, so that was good to see that she was able to go. But, I mean, you look at goals. And, Thomason had 7 to lead the team. Sierra Bergen had 5. And then quite a few players, a gaggle of players, as I might say, with 3 goals. Cam Valadares, Allison Baltadano, Lucy Fazackerly. She had 3 as well, as did Peyton Marcise have 3. And then Izzy Monk with 2, and then Ava Wright, Grace Gillard, Miki Haisha. But then Izzy Monk with 2, Ava Wright, Grace Gillard, Miki Hayashi, Adriel Mide, and Adriel Mide. Oh, man. So, yeah, I mean, assist-wise, Valadares led the team with 9 assists. Baltadano had 6. Thomason had 4. Grace Gillard had 3. Marcise had 3. Sierra Bergen had 2. But yeah, I mean, it's
Assist wise, assists. Maldonado has 6. Thompson 4. Grace Gilbert has 3. Smith has 3. But yeah, I mean,
yeah. So, but Allison Baltadano is a freshman. I mean, 3 goals, 6 assists. Cam Valdez, 3 goals, 9 assists. Tatum Thomason, 7 goals to lead the team, like I said, and 4 assists. So, I mean, but again, a local kid that transferred back here. Baltadano's a local kid that just came straight here. So, man, it's just, I know as an athlete, you always hate saying what if. And believe me, like I said, I am no armchair coach because Coach Winkworth, or player or GM did, him and his staff just did a phenomenal job. So, again, forks up to you, women's soccer, for, again, just battling in a very tough Big 12. And, man, not losing to the rivals, but in a draw feels like it because, again, missing out on the postseason. So we're going to step aside, though. We're going to get to football and volleyball when I get back, guys, because, again, both are in Ames. Volleyball looking to stay unblemished, looking to move up to 19-2, and they would be 10-8 in conference competition. So, but yeah, both volleyball and football in Ames. No Sam Levitt. I know I said that off the top, a little bit in, but yeah, no Sam Levitt, as Coach announced today on his morning appearance on his on the radio show that he does. He said, yeah, Sam's out, and he's just like he's wearing a billet, and so anyway, we're going to step aside, get to football, I was looking up some football stats, I know. But yeah, we're going to get to football, going to get to volleyball, because again, this is huge for football still. Jeff Sims will be in, Sam Levitt out. We'll see if Jordan Tyson, if the hamstring is okay, but they're not going to push it. There's, again, yes, they want to win. It is frustrating, even talking to Coach, receivers coach Hines Ward. Just hear him talk about, how Jordan's developed as a leader. He's talking about that earlier this week. And, he's obviously he's out of practice. He's working with the receivers. He's trying to get better himself to see if, he'll be able to go in Ames. And they have a ton of injuries too. So we'll step aside and have more Pitchfork Lunch coming right up. All right, back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter, as you guys know. Check out so live every day, Monday, Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, Michael.Caratino.5. The YouTube channel, check out live. Do subscribe, forks up to the new subscribers. Much appreciated. Again, just keep subscribing, guys. Let's get it out there. We need to go all around Sun Devil Nation. And I am efforting on adding a little bit to Pitchfork Lunch as well, too. So, again, but you subscribe to YouTube and you will be in the know, the KNOW, as they say. But yeah, tomorrow football takes on Iowa State, like I told you, in Ames, Iowa. They are on the road. And that game will kick off at 10 o'clock, guys. And it is on TNT, or if you have HBO Max, you check it out there. But TNT, HBO Max, also on Arizona Sports 98.7 FM. You can listen to the call there. But yeah, then they have another bye, which again comes at a wonderful time. Because if they can get this win, get a bye, and then West Virginia comes here, like I said, they can win out. It's going to take one game at a time, real quick, before we get into Iowa State. But Iowa State, West Virginia, Colorado, school down south, and that's here. Territorial Cup game is here. So if they can get that, then again, you put yourself in contention. You probably be a little flustered. And the crazy thing is, they would finish. Last year, they didn't lose any out of conference, and then they lost to Texas Tech to open up Big 12 play. And then they lost to Cincinnati. Oh, yeah, so they finished 11-3 last year, including playoffs, because, they were 10-2 to end the regular season, and then they obviously mollywalked Iowa State in the championship game, which, again, players talk about, they have circled, they're sure, Iowa State's been playing their games banged up or not. They've had this game circled. They mollywalked Iowa State and then fell to Texas in the Peach Bowl, which was, oh man, that was quite the bummer. That was quite the bummer. Again, a 4th and 13 call. 4th and 13, they get a touchdown, and then you guys, you were there. I know you. I was there. You watched. You were there. You know what happened. But either way, Iowa State's got that circled. So, but you look at this game, and with no Sam Levitt. But stats wise, you look at this. It's with Sam Levitt going down, he completed 145 of 239 passes, had 10 touchdowns, which again at this point of the season, but teeny bit off his pace from last year, and it already obviously missed the Utah game, but 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, very low like he had done last year. Jeff Sims at this point, though, he's completed 24 of 49 passes for 182 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. So, rushing wise, Raleigh Brown has 121 attempts, 121 carries, 706 yards. It's a 5.8 yard per carry average. Insane. Sam Levitt, again, he had rushed 73 or 7 times for sorry, not he rushed. So he had 73 carries for 429 yards. Although with sacks, he had lost 129. So 73 carries for 300 yards, averaging 4.1 per carry. So yeah, but let's get to. I want to say let's get to. Well, wait. There's. Yeah, rushing wise, I mean, and then, Kyson Brown, who's been banged up, played in 4 games. He's had 18 attempts for 107 yards, 106 yards, sorry. And, Kanye Udo has had 44 carries for 178 yards, had big in that Mississippi State game, that physical just brawl in Starkville. But he's got 144 carries for 178 yards, 1 touchdown for the young man. Samuel, by the way, has 5 rushing touchdowns, so accounting for 15 touchdowns so far. But again, his season over. He has to have surgery. Coach Dillingham said that this morning, so he has to have surgery. It'll be season ending. So Devils fans, I'm guessing he'll be back next year. Again, I know a lot were thinking, NFL, and maybe he still does go. Who knows? I just think for development-wise, it would be good for him. And yes, I mean, people can say, "Oh, you're being a homer selfishly," but that that to me is, where it is possible, and I think he can come back. But it is possible too. He could go, you see the competition, you see the drive, the skill set, him attacking rehab and thinking, okay, they don't think I can do this. But yeah, I don't think you want to cost yourself millions by, entering the supplemental draft. But yeah, let's hear from CJ Fight from earlier in the week. So let's see if we have. Oh man, but yeah, let's see. So yeah, let's see if we can get. Where would he be? All right. Let's see. If we can get the man who is Pro Football Focus putting out their draft board of basically all that would be eligible to be drafted, and CJ Fight, again, Mr. Fight, sent me, and I reposted. You guys saw number 88. Not the 88th lineman, the 88th just player on the list. So I said I think he should be higher. And also said to Mr. Fight that we need who to Tempe. We need Tank to Tempe. Because it's cooling down, and I mean it's CJ's dog. So CJ appreciates that. He kind of was kidding around about it, but I started this movement, so we got to get Tank to Tempe. Maybe for the cat game, so he can just go snack on some cats. Chase Wilbur down, smack him around a little. I mean, I think it would be, of course, in a funny, joking way, right? In a funny, joking way. I know I'm too cheesy, but so. But in the meantime, let's hear from Coach Dillingham. So here's
to be honest, we got a good amount. It's easier just to let the report come out than me comment on all of them. So I'm just going to wait for that. It'll be easier.
How did practice go today?
I thought it was a pretty good day. I thought the intent was there. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see some guys step up. I mean, that's the challenge. You got to have guys step up and make plays in a good road environment. Like I said yesterday, it's the best team at home over the last 2 years has been us. The second best is Iowa State at their home record. So this will be a good challenge for us.
Kenny, what's a guy like Justin Watley with his infectious energy been able to bring to this team the past 2 years?
Yeah, he's awesome. He's competitive. He's always energetic. He always brings it every day, always brings energy. So I think it's just an infectious person to have the program.
Jeff Sims said yesterday that the relationship with you and Marcus was the biggest reason that he stayed around. How would you describe that relationship, and why do you think it had the effect that it had?
Yeah, I think it's just trust. We trust him. He trusts us. So I think the trust and the honesty and the transparency is something I pride myself with. So I think that he trusts us. I think he's got a long, crazy career. So I think it's pretty cool for him to be able to really finish, this thing out and play a few games. And I'm excited to go watch him play this week.
What does it say about the culture that you guys have, that a lot of guys that are injured are still out here being really aggressive? Sanders with the QB, Cyrus was scootering up and down that field. What does it say about the team?
Yeah, I mean, we took 6 guys to media days. 4 of them aren't playing right now. That's kind of crazy to think about it like that. And but it is fun to see that those guys are still engaged in their building, and they still want to be a part of it. They want to be out here. It's not what you want, but when you're in this situation and you have those guys still, involved at that level, it gives you a lot of confidence in what we're doing. It gives, I think our staff a lot of confidence in the relationships that we're building.
Kenny, what are your early impressions on how Nudo is?
Good voice. Oh, I like the voice change.
Ready. How are you impressed the first couple of days of Nudo leading the charge of special teams?
Obviously, Coach Regal's not replaceable. He's one of the best coaches the state's ever seen. He's one of the best mentors you could ever have. So he's not a replaceable person. But I think with that, Jack's done a phenomenal job stepping in and being himself. He's not trying to replace Coach Regal because, like I said, he's an irreplaceable person. But he's stepping in and being himself. And I think the guys are responding to Jack being himself and the knowledge that he has. So I've been really pleased with how he's done so far.
Kenny, with so many injuries on your team, Iowa State dealing with the same things, is this kind of a battle of the walking wounded of survival Saturday?
No, it's a battle of 2 really good teams that are frustrated, probably that, we're not winning more games. So it's a battle of 2 teams that, I know Coach Campbell, and he's one of the best coaches in our league, and he finds ways to win for a long time, and he's not an excuse maker. He's a guy that just finds ways to win, and I hope that from that perspective, it's the battle of 2 teams that want to win a football game really badly, that feel like they're close, and leaning in on that piece, not the other piece.
Touching on Watley and expanding it just to the guys on the team, how's it important? You talk about multipliers. How important is it to have multipliers on this team?
Oh, it's critical. You got to have people that, like Cam Dyer's out here still throwing. I mean, some people make people around him better, some people don't. And you got to have those multipliers in order to, lift everybody else up.
Yesterday when Jeff was talking, he said guys like him and Cam Dyer prepare every week as if they were the starter, and that leaves them more prepared for moments like this. What have you seen from their preparation?
Yeah, they're workers. I mean, they like football. And when you like football, you multiply people around you, and then you're ready for your moment. Like Jeff did an unbelievable job last week coming in, converting a 4th down, then getting us into field goal range, and then coming in again later in the game and moving the ball down the field and scoring. So Jeff did a great job last week, and we got a lot of confidence in Jeff. Going to this game, we know he's going to be the starter 100%. So I really feel like we can put together a plan around him and his skill set, and you know, versus a defense that's a little different than some defenses we face just structurally. So it's good to know that he's going into this thing, and we got a lot of confidence.
What have you seen from Cam and Jeff and just the way they kind of work together?
Yeah, they've built a really, really good relationship. It's like his older brother now. They're always together. They're always joking around. Cam's always asking Jeff questions. So it's like I said, it goes back to that culture piece. It's cool to see the vets really embrace the younger guys and want to see them succeed.
Obviously, still trying to win as many games as possible, but with 4 regular season games left, is there any consideration maybe get some of the younger guys in there with the redshirt rule?
No, we're trying to win games, 100%. I mean, it's funny how far a year makes. A year ago, we'd be fired up, juiced up, one game at a time, and now the noise is completely different. Like, I don't get asked that question last year, and that's what we have to prevent ourselves from feeding into. Is that the goal is we got to go win as many games as we can and be as successful as possible to build this place. And it's not going to happen overnight. We're going to have highs. We're going to have lows together. It's going to be up. It's going to be down. I said we're going to get here and to make the minimum expectation higher. So over the next forever long time that we get to be here before we all get fired, which is the inevitable, we can build the best program we can build here.
You guys good?
Yep. Thank you.
There we go, and you heard it right there, Kenny Dillingham talking about culture that they've built, guys. And I mean, he's there, and believe me, yes, coaches are going to say they're trying to win games. We all know that. It's a Captain Obvious statement in a way. But when Coach saying focus, I mean, he was asked this week too about his name on a list for the Penn State job, names that are out there. And it's like they just put these lists together with very good coaches, obviously, but young good coaches, and he's not. I mean, I can't say he wouldn't. We don't want him to leave, but I don't think Kenny Dillingham's leaving ASU to go to Penn State or LSU. Not going to happen. So, yeah, you know what? I will put that positive juju into the vibe because we want Coach Dillingham here. So, not going to happen. And, but yeah, I mean, with, like you said, we do know now, obviously, that Sam's out. JT, again, still, it looks like a game time decision with the hamstring. Pardon me. Sorry. I was like, I want to say the wrong thing. Yeah, with the hamstring. So, but yeah, I mean, this is a young man in Jordan Tyson that's caught 57 passes for 628 yards, averaging 11 yards a catch, right? 11 yards a catch, 8. He was tied for the going into the or after the Texas Tech game. Yeah, after the Texas Tech game, I want to say he was tied for the lead top, the most receiving touchdowns in the nation. So, and yeah, just look at how he runs, how he's developed under Hines Ward. Again, can't wait. I'm aiming to get Coach Ward on next week, to talk about, yes, the development in Jordan, but these other receivers, because there's guys that, again, just, and even last year, starting with last year. But yes, so with Jordan Tyson, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things that, yeah, you miss him. And now, Shimon Mateer has 25 catches for 381. Malik McLean, who had the 7 for 159 game, but he has 13 catches now for 210 yards. He's having a 16.2 a reception. Jaron Hamilton, Derek Eusebio, young former walk-on. I mean, 9 catches for 123 yards for him, 13 yards of reception. Yeah, that's possible, right, guys? If you do math like they do down south. Anyway, but yeah, 8 touchdowns for Tyson. Mateer now has 2. Cam Harpool has 1 receiving that he just got last week. So, I mean, again, just getting these tight ends involved and everybody. But, yeah, it's again, very, very interesting. But we are now going to hear from, I promise you this, we're going to hear from CJ Fight, because I talked to him earlier in the week as well. And he, again, such an integral part of this defense. A Pro Football Focus draft board came out. They're ranking, I shouldn't say draft board, they're ranking of players where they're at all positions, not just by positions. So CJ was number 88 by all positions. There are some D linemen ahead of him. I mean, edge rushers. I mean, obviously he plays the inside, but edge. But there were some that said D linemen that were in front of him. So, and again, they're pretty good. I'm not going to take anything away from them. They aren't CJ Fight because, I mean, we've seen how this young man came in as a freshman, what he's done. So that being said, let's get right to CJ fights.
Almost kind of those QB runs. It was kind of the same way in Utah. How do you guys kind of adjust when the run play for QBs has worked a lot?
Yeah, it's just a matter of executing at a high level. It's a math equation with the defense we run. They get a +1 just by certain runs they do. So once you execute, you have to execute at a high level to get those numbers back. And so it's just a matter of just working. Let's go to work. You work it. You just get comfortable with it. You just continue to keep doing what we're doing. So not letting it hold too much of a burden on us. Just kind of moving on and trying to improve as we go.
Obviously, last year it felt like health was a big part of the reason for a lot of the success. This year, it's kind of been the frustration of consistent injuries that have kind of shown up. How frustrating is it for you guys when the injuries have kind of plagued this team in a lot of the losses?
I mean, like it's one of those external things that you can't control, so you can't put too much focus on it. Obviously, it's unfortunate, but that's just football. We were blessed to have those minutes, like as healthy we were last year, but like I said, we were blessed, so it might not happen each year. So to be able to go in this year, the next guys will step up, and the guys who are already going just have to bring the guys along. So just control what we can control, like I said earlier. So injuries is just something that's out of our hands, so we just have to keep playing.
You met the physicality of obviously Houston's line, but saying the +1. Same thing with Utah. But how do you feel the line, the D line in general, has grew in that game? Because it looks like, I mean, you guys were able to make adjustments and, I mean, go toe to toe with a pretty good offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're a good group. I think we're one of the best groups. So I mean, I have a lot of confidence in this group. So, I mean, in each week, I feel like we have the leg up on the opponent, and I'm going to say that each week. And it really doesn't matter who we're going against. So it's just a matter of continuing to execute at a high level, do what we do, not letting, just kind of, like I said earlier, the external things get in the way. Just make sure we keep the main thing, and focus on just how we execute, how we execute the little things, how hard we play, just kind of things that we can control.
And then coaches always, when you're talking about that, obviously constantly playing hard and fighting. I mean, down obviously 24-0, and then, you know, there you guys are with the ball with a chance to go on a drive to tie the game up. How from what the coaches, I mean, preach that and you guys practice that, but how big is it just to have that kind of fight mentality from everybody on the team?
I mean, it's our culture. It's just our standard. It's how we do things. Obviously, you don't want to be in those situations, but things happen in life. Unexpected circumstances go on, and you have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to handle that adversity. So I think this team has gone through a lot of adversity on the field, off the field. So it's just a matter of applying it to football. Football applies to life, and life applies to football. So it's just a matter of taking those things that you learn and be able to grow and having a sense of just having a value, morals, and a standard as you go about your life plays. So I think that's a big thing.
When you kind of look at Iowa State, what kind of sticks out to you? Obviously a rematch of the Big 12 championship last year, kind of two different teams coming into this game. What sticks out to you?
Obviously it's going to be like we know the game's struggle for them, so it's going to be a lot of energy, so we have to bring energy on the road. It's a matter of while we're on the road, having that focus, having a elite focus, elite communication, be able to execute at a high level because they're a good team. So just being able to do what we have to do, and not hurting ourselves and not getting ourselves in a hole and playing from behind. So it's really just being able to just play sound football, play all three phases of football. We haven't done it yet, so this whole year. So just finally taking that step and being able to play three phases of football and making that change, taking that step in this season.
Kind of knowing that this is a game that they've had circled on their calendar probably from week one, how much added emphasis in going into this game in an away stadium like that does that have?
I mean, it's in the back of your head, but I wouldn't say it's too much of a motivator, just because, like I said, this week we're really focusing on us, like Coach Dilly said it, and all our meetings we've had since the game, just get back to focus on us, just playing football, working hard, having fun, just focus on how we do things, our process, and our standards. So it's really just all we're doing this week is focusing on ourselves.
And then when you got the news, I mean, obviously, part of you, I know you played some special teams, but I mean, Coach Regal having to take the leave of absence for his health. I mean, how tough was that for you guys to hear?
Man, it's tough. That's our guy. Just from the first year, we just having his energy, the love he has for the team, the guys. It's an unfortunate circumstance. Prayers out for him. It's very unfortunate. So just hoping he gets well. Really praying for him. I hope everybody else praying for him. So Lord can touch him and heal him.
And there he is, CJ Fight. Had to get that in there about Coach Regal again. Like I said, like CJ said, perfectly said by Mr. Fight there. Prayers to Coach Regal. Want him to get healthy. Obviously, we want him to get back to doing what he loves to do. And like I said, just so keeping everything positive going that way. But you look at But yeah, like you were saying about the game, I mean, and the half, like I said earlier too, and I said it last week, but I always say, yeah, you're playing one game at a time, you have a circle injured or not, like you got mollywalked in the Big 12 championship game by ASU. I mean, Camp Hadaway had 3 touchdowns. I mean, Sam Levitt was just, I mean, the fourth and 2 where he hit Melquan Stovall. That's what I want to talk to Heinz Ward about too, because if you guys remember, and I'll dig it up because I have it saved somewhere. But the 4th and 2, the pattern that he ran, the way he ran that pattern, and, you know, the safety thinking, oh, okay, it's still right in front of me, and just went at him and just turned it up. I mean, phenomenal. But anyway, yeah, I was just got it circled, and now they're playing in Ames. So, but look, they are down. Their 2 starting corners for the season went down. Went down, and they what can I say? I mean, they're light on the corners, but again, the ASU again might not be light on the defense side, but offensively. So, you know, and Ben Coleman, man, I finally got to see him. He had surgery, said he's, you know, feeling, you know, starting to do well. It just sucks. He's such a great, you know, guy. And again, going to aim to get him on if he wants to come on, you know. But just talking with Ben Coleman is always awesome. But yeah, I mean, look, Iowa State, and then so for this game, by the way, so Iowa State is actually -7. They're 7.5 point favorite. So Iowa State is actually -7. Yeah, so -7.5 is Iowa State again on the road, but that's something right there. Like I said, at 10 a.m. kickoff here, kids. You can watch the first hour of West Virginia and Houston, and again, Houston with only. Look, we need losses from a lot. Well, Cincinnati plays at Utah. That'll be one hell of a matchup, by the way, and that is at 7:15 tomorrow night. 7:15 Arizona time, but on ESPN. So ASU will be over for a few hours at that point. So again, I would tune into that because if Cincinnati wins that game, that would definitely help us with Utah because that would give them now 3 conference losses. And ASU would have 2 be ahead of them. But yeah, Big 12 matchups tomorrow outside of the game that we love the most, ASU and Iowa State. West Virginia, like I said, is at Houston. UCF is at Baylor. Texas Tech is at K-State. That could be a tricky game because, look, on the road at K-State, Texas Tech is a 7.5 point favorite. But yeah, so anyway, but yeah, Texas Tech at K-State and then Oklahoma State at Kansas. And that's a 1 p.m. game. And then you have that team down south is in Boulder taking on Colorado at 4 on FS1. And then Cincinnati and Utah, like I said, on ESPN at 7:15 Arizona time. So, but West Virginia and UCF are They're on Fox Sports 1, by the way. And then UCF and Baylor on ESPNU. So now you're all caught up on that. But yeah, the Devils, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough atmosphere. I will say that. But look, these guys are chomping at the bit to get to it. So nonetheless, though, and then, volleyball tonight, Iowa State, guys, is behind ASU in the standings in the Big 12 because, everyone's behind ASU in the standings in the Big 12. We'll wrap on this, keeping it Friday, keeping it Forks up. Again, the 18-2 Devils, 9-0 in conference play, the number 16 in the country. But Iowa State, 7-3 in conference play and third in they're tied for third in the conference, but they're 7-3 in conference play, 17-4 overall. They're 5-0 at home in conference, so interesting. They're 2-3 away, obviously 7-3 record, but they're defending their home court pretty well. But when Sparky comes rolling through, and the just absolute phenomenal beauty of the way they play the game and how Coach Van Niel and the staff, like he said, has them doing it. We'll have more on that on Monday. They are doing it. And so that game is at 4:00. Oh, that's tonight. I'm sorry, not tomorrow. I was right. I said tonight because they play tonight. Football's tomorrow at 10 a.m. So at 4:30 on ESPN Plus, we all can check out the Devils playing Iowa State. So I say to you, my friends, 4:30 tonight, this afternoon, leave work early or whatever, and just watch ASU and Iowa State. This is going to be a phenomenal, fun atmosphere. And hey, hopefully volleyball can keep that mojo going. I think they do keep that mojo going, and tee it up for football tomorrow. Nothing like spoiling the Halloween weekend in Ames for the Iowa State people, right? My Pitchfork Munchers, come on now. So anyway, but hey, we're gonna get out of here again. Forks up, Coach Winkworth. I know it's not the season how you wanted to end the season, but man, forks up. Love the way this team played. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce that way. Ask the U.S. and Italy World Cup qualifying wise. Yep. Taking a shot there for my peeps. Don't kill me in the comments. But anyway, Coach Winkworth, forks up to you, man. Thanks for always being available to come on the show. We had Cam on. We're going to get Paulie on. We're going to need a few more on, too, as this year goes on, because, again, I don't want them to be done with their season, but inevitably they are. So, yeah, we'll get them on. We'll chat their season, but what they did, because they were absolutely awesome. But have a phenomenal rest of your Friday. Have a safe Halloween out there. If you're taking the kids trick-or-treating, or if you're going to a costume contest, that's fine. But if you go way too overboard on it, you need to come talk to me. We need to have an intervention. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave you a full lecture on the way out. Everybody have a phenomenal Friday. I will see you Monday, same bad time, same bad channel. We'll recap volleyball, recap football. We'll see how they're doing, because it can be very interesting. I'm sure we'll have some great sound, some video. And, again, we'll see about the and Monday, don't forget, we're going to have some international flavor from women's basketball joining us on the show before they get set for their first game, guys. You're not going to want to miss it. Again, Coach Miller, we talk energy. Coach Miller, they talk like they have it, but man, it is just a different feeling around their practices, around Coach Miller's practices right now. It's just awesome, absolutely awesome. So, nonetheless, international, Italian, Brazilian. Oh, yeah, it is going to be here on Pitchfork Lunch. We're going to pump the season up for women's basketball. They play Monday night. You're going to have to get out there, too. We'll recap the games. We'll have that. And, have a phenomenal weekend. Anything you want, hit me up at Diablo00 on XR, formerly known as the Twitter. You can go to my IG as well, too, at michael.carrotsnudo.5. Yes, pretty easy. I know you guys know that. You can go there. And then also YouTube. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005 at MVC 005 on YouTube, guys. You need to subscribe. You need to get caught up with all of Sun Devil Nation that I've brought you into and around. Yes, be absolutely awesome. So Have a phenomenal rest of your Friday. I will see you tomorrow, Monday, same bad time, same bad channel. And yes, like reigning Big 12 champs and undefeated in the Big 12 so far this year, and only 2 little blemishes on their very tough, amazing schedule. Women's volleyball reminded me, it is #OurState. You found that out. And you pseudo found that out yesterday because you still weren't able to beat us in soccer. So you found that out yesterday. But nonetheless, yeah. Ooh, wait. Let's look at this spooky. Oh, yeah, different backers. I'll check them out. Anyway, but yes, have a phenomenal rest of your Friday. It is #OurState volleyball, and you guys know it. As always, go Devils. But yes, as always, you know this. Forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pool touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. 11 swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again.
Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
On this team this year. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
This one the other way. Defense still going back. That's the drag. Walks up and down. Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.